On May 15, 2025, a powerful tornado tore through Dodge County, Wisconsin, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The storm, confirmed at 5:50 p.m., primarily impacted the communities of Juneau and Mayville. Residents faced a terrifying ordeal as the tornado, packing winds of up to 60 miles per hour, ripped through their towns. Despite the significant damage, early reports indicate only minor injuries. One person was hospitalized in Juneau. Emergency responders were immediately dispatched to the affected areas. They worked tirelessly to ensure the safety of residents and provide immediate assistance. The tornado, part of a larger storm system that swept across the Midwest, caught many residents off guard. The storm's rapid intensification underscored the unpredictable nature of severe weather events. As the storm intensified, the National Weather Service issued a tornado warning, urging residents to seek immediate shelter. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office quickly issued a shelter-in-place order for Juneau and Mayville. This order was crucial in minimizing casualties. The tornado's impact was felt across a wide swath of Dodge County, but the most significant damage was concentrated in Juneau and Mayville. Homes were ripped apart, businesses were damaged, and countless trees were uprooted. The storm's fury left an indelible mark on the landscape, a stark reminder of nature's power. In the immediate aftermath of the tornado, residents emerged from their shelters to scenes of devastation. The air was thick with the smell of debris and the sound of sirens. The tornado left a trail of destruction that stretched for miles. Emergency responders worked tirelessly to clear debris, assess the damage, and ensure the safety of residents. The outpouring of support from neighboring communities was immediate and overwhelming, showcasing the strength of human spirit. The tornado that ripped through Dodge County was a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature. It was a force that showed no mercy, leaving behind a trail of devastation that would take years to recover from. Packing winds estimated to be as high as 60 miles per hour, the tornado left a path of destruction in its wake. The sheer force of the winds was enough to tear roofs off houses and send debris flying through the air like missiles. Homes were reduced to rubble, businesses were torn apart, and trees were snapped like twigs. The landscape was unrecognizable, transformed into a scene of chaos and ruin. The storm seemed to come out of nowhere, catching many residents off guard. One moment the skies were relatively calm, and the next they were engulfed in a violent tempest. While the National Weather Service had issued severe thunderstorm warnings earlier in the day, the rapid intensification of the storm and the formation of the tornado took many by surprise. It was a stark reminder of how quickly weather conditions can change. The storm's path was erratic, adding to the sense of chaos and destruction. It zigzagged unpredictably, making it difficult for residents to know where to seek shelter. In some areas, homes were completely destroyed, while others just a few feet away sustained only minor damage. This stark contrast highlighted the tornado's capricious nature. The tornado's unpredictable nature made it all the more terrifying for residents who found themselves in its path. The fear of not knowing where it would strike next was palpable. As the storm raged, residents huddled in basements, bathrooms, and other interior rooms, desperately seeking shelter from the tornado's wrath. The sense of vulnerability was overwhelming. The sound of the wind howling outside was deafening, and the crashing of debris added to the terrifying cacophony. It was a nightmarish symphony of destruction. For many, it felt like an eternity before the storm finally passed. The minutes stretched into what felt like hours as they waited for the fury to subside. When it was safe to emerge from their shelters, residents were met with scenes of utter devastation. The world outside had been transformed into a landscape of destruction. Homes were reduced to rubble, trees were uprooted, and power lines were strewn across the streets like fallen spiderwebs. The scale of the damage was almost incomprehensible. The air was thick with the smell of sawdust, insulation, and damp earth. It was a sensory overload that added to the surreal nature of the aftermath. The tornado's aftermath was a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the awesome power of nature. It was a humbling experience that left many in awe of the forces that shape our world. The storm may have passed, but the long road to recovery was just beginning. The community would need to come together to rebuild and heal. As residents emerged from their shelters and surveyed the damage, a sense of shock and disbelief hung heavy in the air. The reality of what had happened was hard to grasp. The task ahead seemed daunting, but the spirit of resilience and community was already shining through. Neighbors helped neighbors, and the process of rebuilding began with a shared sense of purpose and hope. Juneau, a city known for its picturesque downtown and strong community spirit, bore the brunt of the tornado's fury. This once vibrant community, filled with laughter and life, was suddenly plunged into chaos and despair. The storm ripped through the heart of the city, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Buildings that once stood tall and proud were now reduced to mere skeletons of their former selves. Homes were reduced to rubble, businesses were damaged beyond repair, and countless trees were uprooted, leaving gaping holes in the once lush landscape. The sheer force of the tornado was evident in every corner of the city. The storm's impact on Juneau was immediate and devastating. The cityscape, once a symbol of prosperity and growth, now looked like a war zone. Power lines were downed, leaving much of the city in darkness. The absence of light added to the eerie silence that blanketed the city. Streets were impassable, littered with debris and downed trees. The once bustling roads were now silent, blocked by the remnants of the storm's wrath. The storm's impact on Juneau was not just physical, it was also deeply emotional. The sight of devastated homes and businesses brought tears to many eyes. Residents who had lost their homes and businesses were left to pick up the pieces of their lives. The task ahead seemed insurmountable, but the community's spirit remained unbroken. The sense of shock and disbelief was palpable as neighbors helped neighbors, sharing what little they had left. In the face of such adversity, the community's resilience shone through. One of the hardest-hit areas was the historic downtown district, where numerous businesses were damaged or destroyed. The loss of these landmarks was a blow to the city's heritage. The tornado ripped through the heart of the city, leaving many businesses in ruins. The economic impact of this destruction would be felt for years to come. The iconic clock tower, a symbol of Juneau's history and resilience, was severely damaged, its clock face shattered. This beloved landmark now stood as a testament to the storm's ferocity. The sight of the damaged clock tower served as a poignant reminder of the storm's destructive power. It was a visual representation of the city's vulnerability and strength. Despite the widespread damage, the spirit of Juneau remained unbroken. The community came together, determined to rebuild and recover. Residents quickly rallied together, offering support and assistance to those in need. The sense of unity and solidarity was stronger than ever. Neighbors helped neighbors clear debris, search for belongings, and offer comfort in the face of unimaginable loss. The community's collective effort was a beacon of hope. The outpouring of support was a testament to the strong sense of community that defines Juneau. In the midst of tragedy, the bonds between residents grew even stronger. Even as they grappled with their own losses, residents came together to help one another, proving that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can shine through. The road to recovery would be long, but the people of Juneau were ready to face it together. Mayville, a city known for its manufacturing heritage and strong work ethic, also faced the tornado's wrath. This small industrial city, with its proud skyline of factories and homes, was unprepared for the sheer force of nature that descended upon it. The storm inflicted significant damage on residential areas, factories, and businesses. Homes that had stood for generations were reduced to rubble, and businesses that were the lifeblood of the community were left in ruins. The storm's impact on Mayville was widespread, leaving a trail of destruction that stretched across the city. Streets were unrecognizable, buried under debris, and the once bustling cityscape was eerily silent. Homes were damaged, some beyond repair, leaving families displaced and grappling with the loss of their belongings. The emotional toll was immense, as residents sifted through the wreckage of their lives, searching for anything salvageable. The storm's fury was evident in the mangled metal siding of factories, ripped from their structures like paper. These factories, once symbols of Mayville's industrial strength, now stood as stark reminders of nature's power. The city's industrial heartland was hit particularly hard, impacting Mayville's economic lifeblood. The damage to these factories meant not just a loss of buildings, but a significant blow to the livelihoods of many residents. Despite the widespread damage, the spirit of Mayville, much like Juneau's, remained undeterred. The community's resilience shone through as residents came together to support one another. Residents wasted no time in coming together to support one another, demonstrating the true meaning of community in the face of adversity. They shared resources, offered shelter, and provided emotional support to those in need. Neighbors helped neighbors clear debris, offering comfort and a helping hand to those who had lost so much. The collective effort was a testament to the strength and unity of the Mayville community. The sound of chainsaws and the rumble of heavy machinery filled the air as residents worked tirelessly to clear debris and begin the long process of rebuilding their lives. The determination to restore their city was palpable. The local community center was transformed into a makeshift shelter, offering food, water, and a place to rest for those displaced from their homes. It became a beacon of hope and a hub of activity. Volunteers worked tirelessly to prepare meals, distribute supplies, and offer a shoulder to cry on. Their selfless actions provided comfort and sustenance to those who had lost everything. Amidst the devastation, stories of hope and resilience emerged. People found solace in small acts of kindness and moments of connection, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, there is light. First responders worked tirelessly to rescue those trapped in damaged buildings, risking their own lives to save others. Their bravery and dedication were a source of inspiration for the entire community. Stories of neighbors helping neighbors, sharing what little they had, and offering words of comfort and encouragement highlighted the strength and compassion that reside within the Mayville community. These acts of kindness were the foundation of the city's recovery. The road to recovery would be long and arduous, but the people of Mayville faced the challenge with the same determination and resilience that had defined their city for generations. Their unwavering spirit and collective effort would pave the way for a brighter future.